Hello Rohith, hello Jan, and hello everyone. Gratitude morning and gratitude evening to all. I am Chandan Mansani. I will be the host for this session. Uh, First of all, thank you all for joining on time. So, and I also welcome you all for this Thop talk. Um Rohith and Jan, firstly, we are going to present our story and then comment session. And next, we are going to have an interact with you both. So let us start with session with our story. Okay. Happy people. I am very glad to be the host for today's Top Talk with our cool eminent leaders and a warm welcome to all. Hello. A very good morning to all and good evening to Stan sir and good evening to Mr. Rohit Ravikoti and Miss Jan. Let me take you to introduce our top speakers. Rohit Ravikoti. Rohit is a software engineer, a founder and CTO at Novvum Software Agency, a young hero who has won many hearts. He has been successful in creating his world of life. John is an engineering manager, California, who monitors and supplies and forecasts demand with data for ERP software at Starbucks, and also a business analyst at Novum Consultancy Group. Thank you, Rohit and John, for accepting our invitation and joining in. I'm sure you will get inspired and you will be inspiring us. Okay, so while this is a time to present our story, a story of the past, a story of the present, a story of you, a story of me, and a story of us. Our story. Welcome to our story, making the impossible possible. Hearty hello to my team. I am Chandan Mansani, third year chemical engineering from Osmania University. We'll be hosting this session. We are grateful for your presence. I highly appreciate everyone who is here on time. Thank you for joining. So, let us get started with our invocation by Liddu Akka.
Thank you, Chandan. This is who we are. We are a team. Talented, energetic, astonishing mindsets. We can do anything and everything. We talk, we care, we respect each other. We see beauty in everything. We are connected by hearts and driven by values. We celebrate each other. We provide value to each other. We take ownership in everything we do. We have freedom to make mistakes. We learn as we go. We are mad to make a difference. We love disruptive ideas. We make impossible things possible. We are strong to question the creation. We believe in dreaming big. If we do not dare to dream big, are we really living? Why be ordinary when we can be extraordinary? We should be driven by our goals, not by egos. We can do it. We will do it. Let us not hope for the best. Let us be the best. This is who we are.
Thank you, Liddu Akka, for powerfully reciting our invocation. Your graceful voice made our invocation even more impactful. Stories are those invisible frames that form the base of the way things are perceived in this world. You might have heard many discrete, distinctive stories from your parents, grandparents, friends, books, and of course, movies too. I repeat, distinctive stories because they just talk about only one or two phases of individual life. But as humans, we crave to experience the hidden magical conspiracies of the universe to make who we are today. Thus, we are here today to give you the experience of our historic divine journey of achieving big dreams, a journey that marked its revolutionary start 4 years back and is now passing on the legacy of striving to be in the top 0.001% of the happy people. So, are you ready to experience the heavenly metaphorical ride of our journey, our story in the form of murmuration of these adorable starlings? Violet, then let us start. Over to you, starlings.
Hola, how are you doing?
Hi, I am good, like always. Nothing much. How are you?
Awesome.
How it is possible that you always seem super energized and living every time I meet you all?
Ha ha ha. Let me tell you our story. Our story of fantastic murmuration. Our theme of vibrant, enthusiastic, like minded superstarlings. wants to be in the top 0.001% of euphoric, spirited, happy birds. Starlings who wanted to extend their wings to explore the limitless sky. Super starlings who are a beautiful exemplification of serendipity. A flock that flies with love, float with compassion, lead with passion, and lives with gratification.
Wow, a murmuration? Where is it and what is about?
It is right here, embedded in everyone, but very few embrace it. Our Thop murmuration is the embodiment of incredible values, a powerful mission and breathtaking vision to change the world and be the change we want to be. It is not possible alone. It needs a huge support system, an ecosystem to express and a culture to live in. Yes, we all strive to live our values of assisting each other to fly and reach our desired destinations, our goals and our big dreams. We are a team of servants leads who outwork everyone in the team and give our best to provide value to others. We fly in a decentralized web of heart to heart connections, which form a strong foundation of our unity. We are independently dependent on each other. Our murmuration embraces starling of different colors, different sizes, and different ages. We believe every super starling is unique and beautiful in its own way. We admire each and every bird in the flock irrespective of their odds. As a distinctive team, we rise to tremendous heights with the strong belief in our minds to make the impossible possible. We are passionate to explore across all extreme peaks, seamless seas, crisp deserts, and floral springs. Our murmuration also includes birds from varied species. We believe that interaction with new birds every time bring in new energy and open the doors to miracle happen. We are very grateful for every moment they have been part of flock and giving us an opportunity to provide value of them. Every bird from out of the flock tunes in our song. What is the magic? The, that is the magic of our ecosystem.
Each and every bird has a unique skill set that is honed with art. Learning is a continuous process in the flock. We rise up every day to learn something from the world, from an ant to an elephant. Everything is a teacher to our ever learning mindset. Learning is always interesting with our super stylings. We learn together with the ultimate resources accessible in this universe. We transmit our knowledge and acquire energy. And we assist each other to become the best version of ourselves. We persist to fly, we fall, but we don't look at the ground and say it's impossible. We look at the high sky and say we will make it possible. Every obstacle is an opportunity. What is the worst possible scenario? We might end up learning something new. Experience the reality of life. We are grateful for every styling that triggers the change in our life. Every chance that enriches us to give our best to the world, and every moment that makes us shine as a super styling. Gratitude is a driving force that attracts the whole universe. Gratitude towards each other enable us to fly in harmony. We care for each other. Each styling happiness matters. We are empathetic towards each and every top styling who is on the path of disruption. As a team, we float with unwavering entropy of emotions. Yes, compassionate we are.
Wow. But how do you manage to have much positivity and the right mindset every time? Don't you have low days? Is your emotional state always happy and inspired?
Well, it's all because of the platform which we created to express ourselves. Top University, the platform which gives space to each and every super styling in us, vulnerable styling in us, excited styling in us, learner styling in us, grateful styling in us, and whatnot. We believe that every one of us has our own way of perceiving things, experiencing them, and expressing them. Thop University is an umbrella of the wild and colorful dreams of our Thop stylings. Every day at 7 p.m., the flock gathers together. settle down at their comfort, and gets transported to the world of expression. We proudly call these gatherings Top Obsessions, where Wednesday at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 9 a.m. we have a guest bird either from our murmuration or from different murmurations, expressing themselves and sharing their wisdom to empower us with their experiences. We proudly call them as Top Talks.
But do you think that every starling is going to carry this positivity and feel good emotion all through their day?
Good question. We may not carry the feel good emotion for the whole day long, but it's our instinct to tend towards the positivity. Look for inspiration within our flock, and that's where our top podcasts, our pleasing and soothing chirrups of the flocks come into action and lit up our mood on our emotionally down days.
Soon, we are also going to create another platform called Thop Publications, where we want to give space to each and every starlings to come out of their comfort zone, get inspired to inspire the world with their art of chirping, but this time in writing. Again, this idea is going to be pursued by two of our young, aspiring, ardent starlings entrepreneurs.
Ha! This is an amazing way of building and strengthening connections between the flocks of not only our mindset but of different mindsets too. I noticed that every activity you do has the same set of core values followed by every starlings, and this is certainly creating a brand of your flock among other.
That's starting from our Top Talks to our Top monthly celebrations. We are carrying our ecosystem, our values, and our Top culture everywhere. We admire our culture so much that now it's part of every cell of every superstar. We just don't exist. We coexist. We live every moment to the fullest. Every day is a top day of excitement. Just imagine compiling all our proud achievements and memorable days and celebrating them. We fondly call it Top Monthly Celebration.
Top monthly celebration? What is it actually?
Starlings love to fly in the sunset sky, but we, being a disruptive murmuration of starlings, love to not only enjoy the sunset skies of all days, but also acknowledge each and every moment. We fly higher and higher in the sky. We love to celebrate each and every accomplishment of our super starling, be it small or big. It has now become our monthly routine to gather on the first Sunday of every month and spread the happiness of our fellow starling success. Top monthly celebrations not only lauds the achievements but also celebrates birthdays of every super starling. Okay, starling, bye for now. Let us meet at Top City.
Hey, hey, hey. What is this top city? This is such a noble thought of celebrating each other's success. I am astonished by the unrealized and the priceless happiness you are creating in this world. Soap murmuration is definitely going to leave a mark in this creation.
Yes. Brand is not a tag that a murmuration or a flock strives to create. It is the expression of emotions that a murmuration makes you feel, which eventually leads to the creation of the brand. It is the impact we strive to inspire the world. It is the ecosystem that every starling in this world desires to live in. It is the culture that persuades them to be the best version of themselves. And it is the value that the brand adds every day to their lives, which in turn creates the brand itself. Our Top brand is a humble yet powerful way of depicting our Top team, our Top accomplishments, and our Top culture. By the way, the word Top was born from the local Telangana dialect, which means simply out of the world. Whatever we create in this world, be it individually or being part of Thop family or as Thop family or as the aspiring CEOs of Thop companies, will be under our proud Thop brand. Every move is disruptive. Every action is revolutionary. What else does the world need? Our flock of hearts is incomplete without our parents, our support, and our extraordinary mentors, the torch barriers of our spectacular moves. Hey Starlings, this is about our Thop brand. You can experience more in our Thop city. Let us meet in Thop city.
Hey, tell me about Top City. Why are you flying away? Okay, I am away inspired with the way you pamper and respect each and every starling of your murmuration. I can clearly see a big picture of the world you have been creating for 4 years. This wouldn't be have been easy, isn't it?
Hmm. But guess what? When we are signed up for big things, we tend to see the rest of the world from a bird's eye perspective. Then naturally, our personal goals seem tiny in front of the ambitious goals we have set for ourselves. As a murmuration, indeed, we are on the path of serendipity, and this is our pulsating journey of defying the law of nature by defining the nature itself. Do you want to know about Top City? Come, let us all meet all the starlings in the Top City.
But what is it and where is it? I'm curious to know more about Top City. But every starling is flying away.
Wait. I'll take you to Top City. Before that, this is not only our story, but this is our 4 years of hard work. This is our top ideas of book, disruption book, which where we compelled all our 89 disruptive ideas. This is our top accomplishments. Some were super successful, some sustained, some did not even sustain. But who cares? We are happy for what we accomplished and we are ready to accomplish more, learn more, explore more, and experience more. Starlings, now I will take you to the Thop City. Thop City, designing our own city, a revolutionary idea to design our own world, our own city, our Thop City. But wait, first of all, why do we want to design our own Thop City? Our own city to disrupt the way cities have been assumed, to disrupt the way cities have been built. Yes, our city, a place where our homes are our laboratories, our colonies are our test beds, and manifest a decentralized web of network where we want to devise an ecosystem and spread our Thop culture all around the world, where we want to fabricate our own Thop university and be lifelong enthusiastic learners, where we want to create our own currency and be financially united to pursue our big dreams, where we make every moment of life special and be a stress-free being, where we want to spread our wings and fly high. You might think, is this even possible, or are we nuts to envision such an heavenly picturesque of our future? Yes, we are mad to make a difference in this world. We want to be seamlessly obsessed by making our Top City possible.
What a beautiful place you have. I could see drone systems, sustainable environment, and many more. I would have loved to join Top Journey and also Top City. Thank you so much, Starlings, for introducing me to this beautiful murmuration. I learned a lot from you all today. Blown away with your ever learning mindset. All the best, young Starlings.
Wow, Starlings, that was a lucid presentation by Thorpe Murmuration. But what is this murmuration? Who are these young Starlings? This is who we are, Team Thorpe Isel. We are these young starlings striving to touch sky high limits, dreaming big, making the impossible possible. And this is our story. And let us end the presentation with a video. Let me play. Thank you, Victor. Thank you. Signing off, Team Topisel.
Oh. Now the stage is open for the comments.
Jan and Rohith, do you want to give your thoughts on about our team and our team's presentation?
Yes, definitely. I think it's very refreshing to see, many of the college students thinking this way, trying to see, can we create our own city? What is I thought that was a very interesting concept. These are the types of things I think about, actually, so, definitely interested to learn more about how you guys are envisioning this. And I think in many ways, I see you guys care a lot about not just, going to school, taking the next job, making some money and doing these things, but really about finding fulfillment in life. So, this is a big part of both my and my, and Jan's journey. And it's led us down so many interesting adventures and, led us to live in many different ways that, it's not very traditional, you can say. So, yeah, Jan, if you have.
Yeah, and like from just like looking at the presentation, I can see the passion. I can see how everyone is really putting a lot of, like energy and thought in like behind this presentation. And to be honest with you, like this is something that I feel like a lot of you guys already got like a long head started than both of us, because in college we didn't get to like spend like get to do something fun like this when we were in college. So like great job everyone, and it's really engaging presentation. So I like the conversation that everyone having between each other. So it's not just one person presenting a slide. It's also like everyone kind of like come together, and the timing you guys got it done like really, really nicely. So good job. Very confident presentation for sure.
Anyone have any comments regarding presentation? You can... Okay.
So Chandan, every time I watch you guys tell your story, I'm inspired. And the last video that you have, I get goosebumps every time I watch it. So it's beautiful. This is lovely early morning tonic. It's 9 a.m. where we are, most of us are. So it's a good energizing tonic for the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Geeta ma'am. Thank you, Rohit and John, for your beautiful comments. Yes, Rohit.
Yes, thank you, Chandran. And as Geeta ma'am mentioned, so yes, it always gives us energy. And the last video, goosebumping video always. So Top University. So thank you for presentation. And that Super Starling story is something excite us every time we give our story presentation. And Rohit, and then thank you for joining. So even me as Rohit, so I am just have a comment on this Rohit name. So in 2001, when I was born, when my mother assigned my name Rohit to me, so I was like confessed, like I used to like Kartikeya, a long name. My brother's name is Kartikeya, and a long set of names. So why only you assigned Rohit to me? So I used to confess on some. Over time, when I get to know people of the same name, like Rohit Sharma, there are a number of people of such kind of with same name. So over time, it kept like, yes, it is something good. It's not that bad name, right? So then I got to know people of the same name, and maybe it's a kind of a good sign of feeling. And now I can say my brother, and when I see Rohit Ravikoti, and I can also quote the same line. Yes, thank you, mom, for Rohit this name. So I like it, not because of the people, but because of you. So thank you for having that future thoughts in you. So maybe this Rohit, I don't know where this Rohit will lead to, but yeah, he's a good one.
So I think we have 3 Rohit at Novvum company. So I can say that Rohit is a good name because all 3 of them turned out to be
Very common.
really great people. So
Yeah, it's okay. I think your mom made your name a little bit longer by adding an extra letter. So
Yeah, like I like it that letter. So without that, maybe some like hit here, like hit. We always hit the hearts, but still H is something I want. Yeah, thank you very much for joining.
yeah, thank you for having us.
yes.
Thank you, Rohit. First of all, Rohit and John, you look so beautiful than we have looked you at in posters and in internet. Thank you.
We'll take that as a compliment. Yeah.
So let us start our interactive session now. So I'll be asking some questions, and
Chandan, one second. Chandan, 1 second. Rohit, I don't think I communicated properly to Chandan. I thought you said you were going to give, few comments before we ask you questions. Isn't that what we agreed on?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Sure.
Because I know Chandra was planning to ask you questions, but I remember that you said you were going to talk about, give a brief introduction of yourselves, and then we can ask you questions.
Sure.
Yeah, sound good. In case there's more question from our introduction too, so you can add it to the list.
I thought of planning also. I thought the same, sir. Like asking a question, like introducing themselves only.
Okay. We'll save your
No.
question. Just kidding. You wanna go ahead?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So hi everyone. I'm Rohit. So I was born in Hyderabad, but moved to the States in California when I was 8 years old. So that's why you can tell from the accent. It's kind of a mix between Telugu accent and American accent. I went to college at Arizona State University. Shortly after that, I had worked at a few corporate type of offices, and I realized it wasn't really for me. So I wanted to start something, start my own company and really see where we can take it. And so I, met up with a close friend of mine, childhood friend of mine who had gone to Stanford. And so we came back together to California and we started Novvum. So we've been running for about 6 years now, doing some very interesting things. We really started with the premise of seeing, can we challenge the way business is being done today? Because I've seen many different ways, many different issues that came up because businesses didn't have the right perspective about sustainability, about various things, right? How do you not just maximize the amount of money you make, but how do you really improve the well-being of people, both as part of the company as well as the work that you do, right, to the customers and so forth. So that's really been my purpose, is really to see how can we use work as a way to enable the well-being of people, and not just as a way of uh, going in, getting a paycheck, and leaving at the end of the day. So much of the work we're doing at Novvum, it's really we're a software company, but we're trying to operate in a more decentralized fashion and see how to do things more like profit sharing and various other aspects. So it's a little bit about what I'm doing. And of course, Jan here is also working with Novvum, and she's been doing some very interesting things. So I'll explain. She can explain.
All right, so my name is Jan, and that's not my first name. That's the name that I like to go by. It's a nickname. So I was born in Thailand. My actual name is Wasumon, but because of in Thai culture, we don't go by our first name because that's the name that our parents call us when we're in trouble. So that's why I go by Jan. My parents call me Jan when they're happy with me. If not, then they will call my first name. But I moved to the state when I was 15, so you probably noticed my accent as well. It's a mix between everything, because in Thailand we learn English by various different teachers. Like I have like New Zealand teacher from New Zealand, teacher from Australia, teacher from England, and now I'm in America. So it's a mix of accents of everything. So let me know if I'm saying something that hard to understand or anything. I'll try to say it again in a easier way to, I guess, for the American to understand. So we'll see how it turn out. But I went to the same high school as Rohith, and also I went to the same college as him, but different major. I major in industrial engineering with emphasis in project management. So after I graduated, I started working for a kind of like not pharmaceutical, a more like a medical company as an industrial engineer. But it turned out that like there's something with the typical work environment that like it was a really great company, but it just wasn't for me. So I quit that company. I got into Starbucks. Starbucks was another great company, but like during the pandemic time, I realized that okay, this is a little kind of like the play. If I have to go into a company and like relying on like like everyday operation is a little bit hard when there are things that come, like unexpected things that come along, like the pandemic and things like that, right? So I try to look for something that would allow me to have some more freedom, that I can work from anywhere and not just being like in the office or in the company. So that's why I found two jobs actually. One of them is with a startup that we kind of like do like 3D processing. So I do project management for that company, and also for Novvum with Rohith, I'm also doing project management, but this is for software. So I'm kind of like project managing the two company, and I'm doing everything completely remote. So, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I love traveling. So, I have to do something that allow me to travel around the world. So yeah, that's just about some small things that I've been doing.
Thank you so much, Rohith and John, for introducing yourself. It's very good to know about you, and I'm very happy that at a very tender age you have done a lot. It is so inspiring for our generation. And before going to my next question, I just want to comment on you. You both are being in the same frame. It is so fantastic. Like many of them don't be on the same frame and chat. You both on the same frame, and it's looking beautiful for the meeting. So thank you. So my next question is like we got to know that you have started a startup in a very after very less time after your bachelor's, just 1 or 2 years of your bachelor's. So yes, of your bachelor degree, and many of your age don't take this step. They try to be in the job itself. they'll continue to do job, and after maybe they take step after 10 to 15 years if they want to do. But what made you to do, you take a startup, do a business, and as a software business, uh, uh, and you what made you really for taking this startup, and how you took that step, uh, and we also know that you're really helping many people financially in your company. Thank you.
Sure. So I think, it started out, as I said, I think I worked in internships throughout my college time, and I saw, I got to see how things were, and working that way, and I found that I wanted to find some challenges, in other aspects, because I think I could come in, I could do the work effectively, but I wanted to see, can I really push myself a little bit more, and explore some new things. And then, fortunately, my close friend reached out to me and said, hey, what about this? Why don't we come and try starting this? And it was definitely very difficult for me in the beginning to get comfortable with this idea, because starting a business just without any kind of knowledge or too much experience is a challenging thing. But I decided, let's just try it and see, because there's not much to lose. Maybe if we fail, at least we learn something. And there's much more that we can really gain by going and throwing ourselves in and trying something, rather than just doing something that feels secure, right? And I will say that the amount of experience I've gained and the amount of insights I've gained from taking this path is a very significant one. And like you said, I think you guys mentioned emotional balance is a very big part of what you do. And I'll say that I definitely had to work a lot on this, right? As an entrepreneur, we have to be very balanced. And so, I went through quite a bit of struggles. And so one thing I didn't mention is that I do practice yoga daily. So, I do certain kriyas and various things, and that has really strengthened, my ability to handle, uncertain situations, difficult situations, whatever it is. To be able to go through that with a sense of balance makes a big impact.
And I think I would have to say from my part, Rohit, like him being so brave ever since, like graduating from college, starting Novvum and all that. He was the first one to like stop working in the traditional places and go start a company before I joined him, right? So I would say that he heavily influenced my decision from just kind of like be honest to myself on what I really want to do in my life. Because like at first when I was working with a company, the companies I work for were great, don't get me wrong on that, and it's really suitable for people who really look for like stability and everything, right? But to me, like I was miserable just because like I always loved traveling, and I just can't sit in one place and just kind of like go to the same like places every day and things like that. So Rohit saw how I was like miserable the whole time. Like, even though, yeah, there was like, it was, I get income all the time coming in. So there's no problem. Like, I shouldn't be stressed, right? But I was. So he said, what is the worst thing that could happen? That like, let's say if you quit your stable job and then try to go do something a little bit more like adventurous, like how you actually want to do. And I thought back, okay, the worst time in my life is actually probably when I was in college. And I tried to, I wasn't qualified for the government grant yet at that time. So I had to like kind of like try to find a way to pay for college for myself. And I was like, working in a restaurant, so like serving food to people after college until like probably 3 o'clock in the morning. I come home, I go to college at 7 in the morning. And I was like, what? Even at that time, my life wasn't even that bad. So like, even if I have to go back to the lowest point of my life again, it's still not bad. I still have income. So really, what is there to afraid of, right? So it's just like, what? Yeah, I'm just gonna quit my full-time job and let's try this. Let's see what I can, go with taking on 2 companies with 2 project managers, and it's actually turned out to be giving me a lot of freedom in terms of like spiritually. So now I can be working from anywhere like in the world, and I'm much happier now. So I would say that it's really like breaking through that fear of like, not having something stable. But now it's actually become more stable than before. So thank you. I think that's actually kind of answer your question too, Shannon, on like how he kind of like help people. This is on the spiritual part.
No,
Like,
no, you both can answer my question. It's
yeah.
okay. Thank you. Again, it's thank you for Rohit and John. Actually, you are made for each other. You could clearly see the caring and the whatever in between you. And you are also pro at storytelling. This is so nice of you. Thank you. So the next question is, I got to know also that you have many future ideas, and you are going to working on many futuristic ideas. And so could you please tell about those ideas? And also at the end, you can also mention regarding you have we got to know that you have a small daughter, and you are nurturing her in the best ever possible way you are doing. So if you want to tell about it also, we are very pleasure to listen it.
Maybe this one I can kind of intro the basic part of it, and you can go deeper into anything I'm missing.
Okay.
So the whole futuristic business, I guess, Rohit has been really visioning is that he wants to make sure that everyone in the company basically really get their basic need covered, so that they don't have to worry too much about making their ends meet every month, right? So basically the idea is like, if you have like your basic needs covered, what else would you want to be interested in doing? And like, how do you want to take your life from that point on, from just working from like everyday life into like, what is your interest? What is making you feel fulfilled? What kind of work would you want to do? And like, what kind of idea you can come up with, if you don't have to worry about how like, yeah, this is I have to pay bill, I have to pay gas, I have to pay for electricity or anything like that, right? So what he is trying to do is basically setting like a basic income for everyone in the company. It doesn't matter what you do, to be at a certain level, so that even like, even we don't have an office right now, but if we were going to have an office, a janitor would make the same amount of money as like an engineer or the CEO or the CTO. Everyone in the company would make the same amount of money to cover that basis. And then if you have more interest that you can like, like contribute to the company or to even to yourself, if you want to further your education and things like that, then, like there's a way to basically kind of like make that dreams of yours possible. And we kind of like slowly taking a step into that direction. I think I mentioned it before so many times already. My dream is to travel, right? And this is kind of like bringing Sai into the picture. The reason why Rohit and I kind of like going back and forth between Thailand and the US, and possibly in the future we want to go to India and Europe also, is because we want Saya to kind of like see and explore how like, she can be anywhere in the world and she can still find like whatever she wants to do in the future, she should be able to do without having to worry about that, like the basic income or whatever that, like she shouldn't have that problem. She should find anywhere in the home to be a place that she's workable on any work that she wants to do. So we want to try to create that environment in the company, and we can go more into detail how he's doing that.
Yeah, I think regarding our daughter, I think many times we see, I think parents really want us to do well. They have our best interests at heart, and that's really what we see is, rather than us trying to tell her go do this or this type of job, really seeing what kind of an environment can we create for her, right? How can we make ourselves the best of ourselves, so that she's not in any kind of negative environment. She's always in a very positive, energetic type of a situation, right? So how can we really improve ourselves and be the best version of ourselves for her? I think that's the critical part. And then what she does in the future, I think, is up to her, right? And maybe she really enjoys doing art. Maybe she likes engineering, or going into medical degrees or wherever it is. But really, I think if the right type of nurturing, the right type of environment is there, I think naturally whatever her genius is will find the expression. So that's kind of how we are looking at this. And generally I see that that extends to the way we set up our company, right? Is can we really make sure that the environment is there for people, make sure that the foundation is available, whatever they need is there. Like Jan was saying, we don't want to necessarily say that this person deserves more because of this position, but can we really say that no, people need what they need? So can we get all of that out of the way so that whatever it is unique about them we can bring out, right? I think business and entrepreneurship is a great way of doing that, right? Because people can really find their expression in to who they are. Maybe there various other things that they could do. So some projects that I've started is really seeing, can we create like a kind of different living accommodations around the world, right? Where people can actually come together, they can work as part of the work, they're provided a place to stay, food, whatever the case is, and teams of people can even come together. So different things that we're playing around with, and also how we organize the teams. We're kind of doing it in a way that creates a sense of camaraderie, but at the same time it's not so rigid and centralized in that sense. So I'm sure there's a lot of details I could go into it, but generally we're trying to see how do we maximize people's experience of work and how they can produce and bring out the best of themselves.
And this is also, we kind of like believe that, this is going back to the whole like the Thop core, right? People can really like be out of the world when they don't have the worldly thing to worry about. So yeah.
Yeah. Have a question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, Rohith and Jan, thank you so much for coming, accepting our invitation, and being on the call with us. So Rohith and Jan and their daughter and Rohith's parents were in our house recently, and we enjoyed it so much. I'm already missing Saya. So I called your dad, and spoke with him. We did a video conference when Saya was in his lap. So I had a little bit, time with her again. Rohith, what you're trying to do is really, really fun idea. I was thinking about it. This was about 15 years ago, and I couldn't make it happen. Me and a couple of my friends, we actually worked on it. We worked on some ideas and everything, but it was more like my job and my kids took everything for me, because when you do a full-time job 40 hours and then your wife working full-time job, we couldn't implement the ideas which you are considering. So definitely, first of all, I want to listen to your ideas, and second, if I can give you some thoughts from my side, I would love to do that, because I want to see that idea happen, what you are trying to do. So that's one. And like Switzerland tried to pass this unconditional basic income, okay, and it didn't get passed, but it was quite close. I think they needed X, and they got like 60% of X votes or something. So there is a chance that it is going to get passed over the next 10 years, 20 years, whenever. So if you look at Switzerland and we look at Novvum, Switzerland is a country with people and all of that, right? Novvum is the same thing with people and everything. So if So there is already that is going on, where the unconditional basic income idea is already going on. And if you look at the way life is working, like, when COVID, the whole world stopped, and even then everyone was having food on the plate. So that means the processes are in place right now, where people don't need to work, don't need to work to have food on their plate. So that state we have passed. So now we are definitely in the creative phase. We are the emotional well-being phase. So the new companies should be looking from that angle, that creative phase and the emotional well-being phase, which is what you're trying to do. So I really think you are on the right path, and I think the chances of you being successful is very high, very, very high, actually.
Thank
Because
you.
right now the world needs the ideas which you have right now.
Yeah, I think so, because I need those ideas. So,
But yeah, we understand how, 15 years ago, in your case, you were saying, you were already like working full-time job, you have your kid. I think for our situation, it was a little bit easier for us to kind of start, because at that time when we started Novvum, we didn't have, we weren't married yet. We didn't have a baby. We just graduated from college. So both of us were just kind of okay, we don't have anything to lose. Like I said, what is the worst that could be, right? The worst it could be is I go back to work part-time job and try to find something, but that's still not bad. Like you said, nowadays we don't have to worry as much about putting food on our plate. It's more about finding what you really want to do to improve your well-being and other people's well-being. So yeah.
It is like I tell my children, it's not what you're good at or what you're not good at. It's like, are you getting up in the morning excited for the day? If you're getting up in the morning excited for the day, I'm fine. I don't really care about whether you got this GPA or that GPA. None of those things matter. Whether you know something, whether you don't know something, as long as you're getting up in the morning with excitement, then it works. So, and that's what we try to do in our Thop ESL also, is we're constantly asking ourselves is, am I really listening to Chandan? Am I really listening to Rohith? What Chandan, because, what Chandan is trying to say, sometimes he doesn't know, he might not know how to say it. Am I, as a older person, am I really listening to him? So as a mentor, am I really listening to him? So constantly that, that thought process is in all our mentors, and so we are looking at it. And if a person is interested in a particular area, we are right now, one person just came to us and said they are trying to produce a movie. We had a couple of students who have been saying they want to be in a movie for a year and a half or two, and I have no idea anything about movies, but I had to respect them, right? Because they said they want to be in a movie. So I started asking myself, how do I bring them into that area? So I've been thinking, and you know what? Somehow that person came into our life. So now, so we are trying to be very, we are accepting of whoever they are, as long as it's legal. That is the only thing we care about, is legal. It's legal, then we are willing to discuss any idea.
yeah, that's a good point.
Yes.
Thank you, Sean sir, for telling more about Rohit and John. I really loved and just loved the ideas which Rohit and John are working regarding unconditionally basic income. It's so amazing for me, and it's so good to listen this morning. Thank you so much. And Rohit and John, we promised you that we'll end up the session in 1 hour. But if you are okay to stay with us, it's fine. Interact with us. We have we can interact for the time, whatever the time you want. So can we get the comment from you?
Sure.
Yeah,
Happy.
of course. And even after the talk, I think we can be available for even on want to send us email or anything, we just want to make sure that we are available for everyone also. So, send us email or anything. We'll just maybe we can provide our emails for you guys too. So
No. I just asking, are you available for free for next 30 minutes or next 15
of
minutes?
course,
Sure.
yeah, of course.
Can we continue, or else it is you have some other meetings, you can wind up.
No, we're good.
Yeah. Okay. It's a weekend and it's
Yep.
nighttime, so not too many schedules.
Thank you so much. And yeah, yes, Shailaja ma'am.
We are really so glad to have you both as our role models and youth icons for our kids and stars. And you made it happen in such a short time. And the way you're nurturing your daughter, and especially the balance and the harmony and the humility and the assurance and confidence, the energy which you radiate. By the way, I'm a yoga teacher and practitioner. So I sense that such smooth balance and energy and soothing unconditional love and harmony in your team of two and your daughter, so that is radiating to us all over globally, and we are really blessed to have you. And I'm grateful to Shravan that he sent me an individual message. He keeps on pushing us to attend these meetings, and I'm really happy that I managed to attend it. And we would really like to have a collaboration with you, and we would like to know more about, because our dream is to have utopia or heaven within our homes and in the youth, and then radiate to touch all the people all over the world. And your ideas exactly matching with whatever vision Shravan started with. And as he has rightly mentioned, because of balancing a tightrope of so many things, and he actually never sleeps. Okay, so we have no complaints against him. So what he has done and how he created, he started the vision and we all put in our hands. We are like all the mentors and all the students are so happy that we are part of this family. And for it to actually, what he was saying is, it should become action. It should actually happen. And now is the right time because of these 2-3 years of COVID. Everyone balanced out what are the priorities in life, and having sufficient basic necessities of roti, kapda, makan, whatever you say, food, shelter, and the basic education and health maybe. That is the minimum requirement. After that, everything else can be used based on how much time, effort, resources, and your vision and how you would like to align to create this. And you're already doing all these. And so please, we would like to know more about how, what all other plans you are, so that we can get in and actually create the action now. Now is the action mode. We're like we have, it's already been created in tiny extent. And this we would like to reach out, and it should actually actualize all over the world. So can you please share more about it? Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Before Rohit and Jan, before you speak the question of what Shailaja ma'am asked, I just want to say what Shailaja ma'am said is absolutely true. Thank you so much. Yeah, Rohit, you can go ahead.
Okay, sure. So maybe many questions packed into that one. So maybe we, in terms of what is it that we're trying to do, and where is it that we can really start moving. I think like we said, Switzerland tried as a government to do this, but the problem is that they're not the ones who has the money, right? The businesses do. And I think unless the businesses really take this to heart and do this out of their own initiative, it would be very difficult for a government to mandate something like this, especially because we've tried many other ways of enforcing people to say that the people who have all the money, you ask them to share. Of course, the ones who don't have it, if they'll want to ask and say, yeah, that sounds like a great idea, but then unless the people who have it are willing to actually do that, it doesn't really work out very effectively. So I think as business owners, I know many young people here have that entrepreneurial mindset, really taking on the idea that a business can be something much more than what we're seeing it today, and making that commitment to seeing how can we really use it as a way of creating this type of an environment. And as a part of that, what we're doing right now, Novvum is a software company because we're finding that that's what's working effectively, right? That's the need that the world has. Software is definitely a growing industry. And most people, if we're talking about this, so we're kind of setting it up like a cooperative model, right? Where it's much more decentralized, where different people can come and almost be entrepreneurs within this community that we're creating. And kind of extending that, we really like to leverage this network to start seeing, okay, now funds are actually coming through. We can actually use that to start launching new ideas, new products, really start focusing on things that have impact, right? In certain ways, how can we really use this as a way of solving some of the problems in the world, right? We're producing enough food to feed our population 2 times over, and yet a large portion of the population is still going hungry. How can we use business as a way of solving this type of problem? And so right now, our efforts have been to establish a foundation that actually works, right, with the existing system. We don't want to change it up and say, no, get rid of all of this, it's wrong, don't do it. But really, how do we work with this and create this type of model? And I'm finding that, I tried looking into investors. Does that work? Are people interested in this? Really, I think majority of investing means they expect some level of return. Oftentimes it's like a 10x return, right? For investors, that's kind of the numbers that they look for. And I'm realizing that that's not a very sustainable way, especially for businesses that are looking to create impact. Trying to, on top of that, give a 10x return doesn't really make sense. So can we figure out a way to make starting a business much less expensive and much less risky, so that people are able to take this, and maybe they're not able to make a 10x return, but they can still make a 2 or 3x return. So these are the different things. Can we really create the type of ecosystem that creates efficiencies, so that it actually makes sense to be working on these types of problems?
Is there a particular idea you started? This this model. Have you tried a particular idea yet? Are you trying any idea yet? Exactly.
Yeah, we're starting. So one of the things that we're doing kind of in South India is creating kind of like a kind of a group that purchased some, like a farm, and they're starting to create a more natural way of living type of thing. So they're building certain types of homes that are made out of like natural materials, seeing, okay,
Right.
can you really start to bring this other type of way of doing things, right? And then can we start to bring people on? So this is kind of like a spiritual community. So
Right.
so it's called Sangha.
Isha does
Yeah,
that.
it's the Isha community. So they're starting to see, because they have a large number of volunteers and people who work, and they're building up a very good skill set. So can we start to leverage that skill set, but still give them the freedom to be able to have a flexible working schedule, right? So they don't have to go into an office, but they have the option to. So they can continue their volunteering opportunity, work, and then they can also earn some income. And then if they need a place to stay, this is something that's being set up so that they can
So
have.
so you're sort of working with the Isha Foundation, or
No,
usually
not officially with the Isha Foundation. There's some very
Isha.
long-term volunteers there who are
Okay.
they've been there for a long time.
So uh, so basically, so you are like you are looking at buying a farm, or you already bought a farm?
Yeah, already bought.
Okay.
So they're now looking, so this is something that I haven't had to do much. This has been, they've been working with my company, and they've been able to get income through that. And then they were able to purchase the farm. So actually, any work that I do, client work that I do, I'm making it, the proceeds go towards that initiative. And yeah, so the farm is there now, looking to build some units there, maybe start out with Airbnb, and also, potentially longer term type things. Yeah.
So where is the farm right now? Do you know? Where is
It's in Coimbatore.
Huh?
Yeah. In Coimbatore.
In Coimbatore. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we know someone who we just met. I think you guys should meet. His name is Dr.
Okay.
Karthik.
Oh.
Yeah, he is. We met him at Burugal village. There is a person called Dr. Alok who is living in New York. He's doing a lot of work in India in about 500 villages. And our students went to Burugal village, one of the villages where he has put in a lot of work to make the village a better place. And Dr. Karthik is one of his friends who came to meet with all the young people, and I spoke with him. He's an amazing person. So I think you guys should definitely touch base with him. And he is in this kind of thinking process. So he was actually living in US. He decided to go back to India, and so he's living in Coimbatore, and he started his own he has a yoga place, everything.
Wow.
So he is doing I don't know when he left, maybe 10-15 years ago, and he is trying to figure out how to eliminate poverty in India. So I think you'll like interacting with him.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And there is so we were thinking very similar ideas 15 years ago about doing it. And so there is something called you heard of NIRD, National Institute of Rural Development?
No.
Okay, you should check that out. Okay, NIRD has in Hyderabad branch. They are all over the world, all over the country. It is a government agency, and they give you free advice on everything. Okay, and they have models of houses which you can create with local sands and local materials, and you don't need to use air conditioning, you don't need to do any of that. They have models of that in Hyderabad. So if you need I have a very good friend at NIRD who has been helping people in India for the last 25 years.
Wow, that would be great.
Yeah, he is really good person. If I can give you his number, and he will do everything possible to help you at Coimbatore.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. I'll definitely bring in, the team that's there right now to get us all connected. So that would be wonderful.
Wow. Fantastic. So next time when I go to India, I'm going to Coimbatore.
Yeah, definitely. Same here.
I was planning to go and see Dr. Karthik anyway. So so I'm going there. So I'll see your farm also when I go there.
Sure.
See?
I think we're planning.
And I think Shailaja has her hand up.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I think it's the right time now, because recently I'd been to Hyderabad and there was something called Pragati Green Resorts, eco-friendly place, that is being done based on natural organic farming and going deep down to the earth. And it's like medicine. Food is medicine. So the farm which you're speaking of, maybe if you are able to we actually had an interview with him, but we have more discussions planned for him, the owner of the place. That is one thing which we can work on. And Coimbatore, our own classmate, Sriram, he was there in Coimbatore. He was connected with another spiritual organization, Amrita. And now presently he's in Bangalore. And today they are actually, Geeta and they are all meeting at lunch. So Coimbatore and Sriram and the Pragati Green Resort. So it is like a balanced village or a city which you are planning with housing, everything included, and a very safe place which will save the environment, and simple living with the right energy and harmony with the Mother Earth. the same topics actually where you have spoken about. So all these were happening. I think we are entitled to be connected and work together to create it very soon. So we would really be very happy if you could visit Hyderabad and visit these places and see how we can work it down, or even otherwise on video call. We can see how it can be worked out. And Shravan is always there. He has any number of contacts and connections all over for this. So I think now this session is like starting foundation stone for this to be a reality very, very soon. Thank you so much.
We would definitely love to, because last time we were in Hyderabad, we were busy with the wedding, and everything. So this time we will go back. I want to explore more of that, everything else that is there also. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think, and definitely the business side of things is what we really need. I think many of these ideas, I think, start with people who don't want anything to do with the way business is being done today. I think we really have to bring that as a part of this, because that's really what's going to drive the economics of this. And so that's why I've been spending a large portion of my time getting involved on that side, because I saw that if we can kickstart it there and really show that actually it's much more profitable to have people who are very well balanced and healthy, and you focus on that well-being, it produces good results even in those standards. So
just one line to add on. I'm a part of Women Entrepreneurs of Karnataka. So we are all together trying to do it. So we can have a tie-up. Even in they have there was an International Women's Day celebration in Bangalore, for which from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana also, and all over India and globally, some people had attended. So the tie-up of entrepreneurs to develop these villages and for self-sufficiency at the source level, ground level, or the village or the city level. That was the thing that was connected. So I think we can even work with that. So thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you, Sailaja ma'am. It seems like we all are connected with Coimbatore. Anyhow, okay, it's not. Thank you, Rohith and John. Yeah, whatever you are speaking, it's so inspiring and it's so amazing. I'm just forgetting for what line I am going. I should give a compliment for you. So sorry. Anyhow, let me present a gratitude card. We present our gratitude card for our top speakers. So thank you for coming and joining with us. We loved your presence and energy. You started our day with blissful. Your smiles are beautiful. For giving you your more 30 minutes too. We enjoyed the conversation. Thank you for joining.
Well, yeah, definitely. Once again, thank you for having us. And I would actually say that, like, we feel more like you guys actually giving us energy, not just the other way around. But it's really refreshing seeing like younger generation being so inspired to like improve their life, just going outside the box and everything. So it's really refreshing. And I would have to say the younger generation is what kind of like give us the fuel, I would say, to do what we do.
Rohith and Jan, you should not say that. You are 29 years old.
No. I'm 31 now.
You are so young.
No, but really, I mean it, because as of now, like, even like when I look back to Thailand also, college kids nowadays are so amazingly talented. And like I want to like help or be a part of creating more businesses so that like the kids like who are in college right now will be able to like work on their inspiration and their energy and doesn't get like burned out, like how like my parents' generation, they're like my mom and dad, they were a lot of pressure, so I can see them getting burned out and everything. But I want to make sure that like the next generation like in college doesn't lose that fire in them. So I want to try to create more business or places like that for the younger kids and for Saya in the future, I guess, if she wants.
Chandan, I was talking to Chandan about you both, right? And he said immediately, I want Rohith and Jan to be my mentors so that way I can learn from them. So I hope you will be interested in mentoring him because he wants to learn from you. I think you'll really like having him connect with you.
Oh, of course, we are definitely open. It's going to be a very interesting ride for sure.
Yes.
Thank you, Jan, and thank you, Rohit, for accepting me as your mentee. I really, first of all, the ideas which you are working on, I really love so much. I just connected with your visions, and I just love regarding the plans you have regarding business and whatever you have. I'm very fortunate to get you as my mentor. Thank you. Uh, uh, I'm really loving to have more conversations with you in future too. And thank you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
We'll talk few more things. How do you talked about creating businesses and everything, right? So I have some really, really simple ideas, which, if we can pursue them from the school level, like maybe from 6th grade or 5th grade, and start getting the students involved. They're not very expensive either. Very simple ideas, but very powerful. So I'll talk to you offline about those things, and if you can start implementing them in your the farm, the village, and get the kids to start working in a creative way from the beginning, it'll be money making is going to be almost, it's going to be very, very easy once they start understanding the fundamentals and creativity together. So money making is not even going to be a problem at all. So I have some really simple ideas. I'll talk to you about it later. Okay.
Oh,
Good
definitely.
night, guys. Thank you so much for joining today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
thank you everyone for having us. It's been a real pleasure to be here.
Bye, Rohith. Bye,
We are
Jen.
very glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And say hello to Saya.
Yes,
Yes,
we will.
we will.
She's sleeping, so
Yeah.
we would have brought her on.
You know what? I might be coming tomorrow to Denver.
Oh, is that
Oh,
right?
okay.
Okay, great. And you can see.
So I'll see whether I can swing by and say hello to Saya.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.